This is the final prophetic value that I'll be talking to you about, and it's on diversity. And it comes out of 1 Peter 4:10. Each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. All of us receive words of the Lord differently. That diversity is really a blessing. In some cultures, everybody teaches you just do it in a certain one-way format, cookie cutter. That's not God. He likes to use us all the way He created us uniquely, and our sound is a little bit different because we're different. That's the way He intended it. That means that what you carry is unique and different from what I carry. And it's important that we both use our uniqueness to increase the sound of God's voice on the earth. Dan McCullum from Prophetic Company in Vacaville teaches that there is a three-dimensional nature to prophecy, and that is found in 1 Corinthians 12:4-7. There are different kinds of gifts, but the same Spirit distributes them. There are different kinds of service, but the same Lord. And there are different kinds of working, but in all of them and in everyone, it is the same God at work. Now to each one, the manifestation of the Spirit is given for the common good. I just love that all this diversity and all of these aspects, and these three aspects I'm about to share with you, it's for the common good. Just remember, everything about prophecy is gifting to someone else. In Dimension 1, we have different spiritual gifts, and those align uniquely with your personality, with your calling, with your assignment. All of those things work together, and what you walk in is different from what I walk in, but as we walk out our gifts and we walk out what God has given us, we have use of those based on our calling and our assignment and the authority that we need at varying times along the way. And it's important that we activate those things as we mature. The cool thing about God is He invites us to desire and acquire the greater gifts and to ask for prophecy. So that goes back to accessibility, that all may prophesy. So no matter what your gift is, you can use prophecy with whatever gift He has so ordained for you. The second dimension is our service assignment. So we all have unique assignments. Stacy Campbell said over me that I would teach people about prophecy. When she said that, I thought she was absolutely nuts. I don't even get prophecy, and you think I'm going to teach it? Well, here I am attempting to, and I'm growing into my assignment. So where are you called to prophesy is different than where I'm called to prophesy. So I just encourage you, perhaps you're to teach or prophesy with children. Or are you called to speak and prophesy to governmental officials? I really had an opportunity to do that at one point with one of our state senators here in California. She works in our state capitol. But when you use vocabulary with somebody that's a governmental leader, that vocabulary is going to be a little different than when you're talking to your best friend. Or what about a business influencer? When you walk into somebody's multi-million-dollar business and they're asking for a strategic plan prophetically, your vocabulary, your sound is going to be different. So you've got to learn, what is your calling? What's your lane, if you will? Or some people like to use the word metron. Where are you called? This is part of the diversity of what we do prophetically. The third dimension is the operation or the workings, how we receive the information from heaven. It's different, and it falls into four basic categories. Seeing. Some people see everything. I'm so jealous. It's like they're getting a running movie from heaven about what's going on around them. I love that. I want to learn how to do that. And you can actually develop and grow into these different kinds of skills, but you'll have a primary one. Some people, they hear exactly the voice of God. They're hearing downloads all the time. Some people, myself included, we feel things, and some are just like perceiving. They know it in their knower. Now, I flow a little bit in all of these, but my main one is when I feel something. There are innumerable iterations of what I just shared because God is that diverse. He doesn't limit himself. And one of the things that Daniel talks about is the multifaceted voice of God, the multidimensional voice of God. And the voice of God is like many waters. Well, here's the really cool thing. In the sound spectrum, and this is the only place in water, all the different sounds on the sound spectrum can be heard simultaneously in water. God's big voice is the sound of many waters. We're his big voice on the earth. That's so cool. Keeping with the idea of establishing the value for diversity in your prophetic community, that creates a culture of honor. You carry something that I need. I carry something that you need. When we work together, we create a much fuller picture of God. There is room for everybody. That means that we don't have to compete for the microphone. Like, I'm using this platform, and we have a small following. Other people have multiple thousands of people listening to them. It doesn't matter. Where is God calling you to use your voice? We don't have to compete. There's room for all of us. He uniquely created you and designed you to release his sound in your area, your geography, your socioeconomic area. All these things that are so diverse about all of us, they are uniquely designed by God on purpose. There's no mistake about your calling. So what can you do with your diverse gift to create a blessing and to be a love note, to go back to my first talk? Like, how can you be God's love note for somebody today? Can you write a poem? Can you take a photo and just write a little something about that? Can you call somebody up and just bless them over the phone? Can you create a nice meal? The possibilities are actually endless, which is so wonderful. It's so diverse. My husband and I have a calling to our community here in the Conejo Valley, but God is expanding it right now as we go online, and we're embracing what he's asking of us. It makes us a little nervous, but we're doing it, and because he's called, and we're answering that call. So I have a degree from back in the day in multicultural education, so obviously I like things that are diverse. I've taught abroad twice, in Mexico and in Denmark. And I had a young man ask me, so what's better? Like, what's better? The way we teach here in Denmark or the way you teach in America? And I'm like, it depends on the audience. So who's your audience? Be an answer to somebody with the unique calling that he's blessed you with, and I bless you to explore who he created you to be and how uniquely you go about expressing your diverse gift, your diverse call. I just bless you with that because it is so important that we release love in all its multifaceted formats on the earth. The earth is screaming out. Again, I implore you, sons and daughters of God, the earth is calling out for you right now. We need your voice. With that, I'm going to blow the shofar and just bless you. May the Lord keep you. Keep looking at his face because his face is always looking at you. So look up and receive from him tonight. I bless you in Jesus' name. Do sign up for our conference. That's January 22, Friday night, and all day Saturday, the 23rd. So much to learn. We've got work to do, people. Let's get about it. God bless you. Good night.